Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo. This is a very late video for Ready to Love season 10, episode 3, I believe it is. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing well. The video is late because I had military duty all week and all weekend, and so I really didn't get a chance to watch Ready to Love until today. And it's just been I've just been tired trying to catch back up. So the video is late, but as you guys know, I'm returning back from a hiatus. And so if I can't do nothing else, you better be consistent, even if you are late. So I'm consistent. And whoever's here is watching the video. So we opened up with Nephew Tyler Perry. And for those of you who are new, I call him Nephew Tyler Perry because that's how he enters a room. And if this episode didn't show that, I don't know what episode would. Now, I understand they're at a comedy club, but they were very much giving your director, your producer, and Medea, Mr. Tyler. So that's why I call him Nephew Tyler Perry, because when he comes in the room, they treat him just like they treat Tyler Perry after a stage play. Anyway, he comes in and he lets them know they're going to be going on some group dates. And, you know, he does some of his little wisecracks. I can't even remember. It's a lot of people on this show in the very beginning. I'm going to do my best to describe these dates and the mixers and all the stuff that was going on. The episode was girthy. It was just a whole bunch of goings-ons and goings-ons. But it wasn't a whole bunch. It was a whole bunch, but not. It was like a bunch of clips and a bunch of scenes, but not much going on in the scenes, but still a lot of people to keep up with. So it was a lot of little stuff going on, but it was a whole lot of the little stuff, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. But I'm going to tell you guys what went on. I'm actually watching it for the second time so I can make sure I get stuff right. What's these people's names? Y'all got to start eliminating by threes. Now, y'all didn't tell me. I don't know. I didn't know that Deanna, is that right? Deanna was built like a brick house with the side awning. I had no idea. I didn't recognize that earlier. I thought she might have just been heavy chested, but there's a lot of body on said woman. I'm no better than a man. She's talking to Cisco. Now, originally when she told Cisco what she did for a living, it almost seemed like I thought he was about to be turned off by it, but he wasn't. He actually was turned on and said that's they could be like a power couple. That's a very powerful job. They're both adrenaline junkies. They both like to work out. Now, he's a lazy cardio, but they do both like to work out and, work on their physique and all this other stuff. So he was intrigued by her. He liked her. So that was one little connection that we might have. Let's move on to some more. This was a very funny interaction. Tay is talking to, I think his name is Naeem. And I'm not going to remember all these names. Old girl on the right, that's the hairstylist. Lord forgive me. I would go look it up, but I don't care. So they're all having a conversation, and Naeem asks Tay, did she have any kids? Tay said no, and she said, what about you? He said, I got 5 kids, 3 baby mamas, and a partridge in a pear tree. It's almost like he just like, look, just send me home, child. Look, y'all either gonna like me or you don't, but I'm putting everything on Front Street. I don't want y'all to find out later. Tay said it was nice getting to know you, and she gets up to leave. But she asks him, well, are you serious? But she says that she's trying to keep an open mind. I would like you to take your mind and close it, Tay. He don't need no more women. And he don't care to say, he don't give a damn. He talking about, nope, I didn't marry any of them. Marriage is just like one of those things. Listen, there were a lot of marriage red flags on this episode. He ain't the only one, but he definitely was talking about it like it was a toss up. But having children, that right there. That right there, that's the one, marriage. Oh, I don't know. But the children, now that right there, that's not that serious to me. Okay. Speaking of marriage red flags, here's another one coming in hot. Cam and Shawnice have a conversation where Shawnice is trying to do a little bit better, I can tell, with not, with opening up with her conversation. Trying not to be on the bottom again. That's how you do it, girl. But she asks Cam about his career, and then she asks him about what he's looking for. He says that he's looking for a partner to be happy with, whatever that looks like. Marriage is not really necessarily the goal to him. I'm not saying that marriage has to be your goal, but I don't know if I would come on Ready to Love with that type of attitude, but that's just me. Shanice sensed a red flag in him and said that she was looking to be married and have her own family. So maybe Cam wasn't really the person for her. But he's another one. Okay, that's the second one that says, I'm not really sure about the whole marriage thing. Oh, but there's more. Excuse me. Excuse me, Sahara. What is that you have on? Who told her to wear them fuzz balls to the damn? Now listen, I'm just a girl as well at heart. But at a certain age, there's just certain things that we can't do. You already pushing it with some pigtails. You already pushing it with some high pigtails. You done came around there with the fuzz ball pop bowls. We used to call them pop bowls back in the day. Like the bowls, if you pull them, they'll pop you in the face. I think you would call them maybe barrettes, technically. I really don't know. But I know she too old to have them on. I do know that much. Sahara, we might be around the same age, possibly. I'm not really sure. I forgot how old Sahara was. But I'm telling you, past 10, 12, I'll give you 12. I might even give you 14. You better not have these in your damn. And then look, then she got the baby hair. Lord, heaven help us. No. So she's talking to Hassan. Is it Hassan or who's? I think it's Hussein. And I said he must got a type for real because he was impressed by all of this. She got a little flick that twerk that she had did, and I said this is crazy. This man looked like a buttoned up, suit and tie type of dude, and he is feeling him some Sahara. He was like, I like confidence, and you seem like you got a lot of it. I said, well, child, I guess it's somebody for everybody. Don't you wear this shit no more. Excuse me, y'all. Don't you wear this no more, Sahara. I'm not playing. Coming in hot at number 3, another one who does not really want to get married. Okay, we're going to keep a running count. Bangs, Mr. Bayangs, he don't want to get married. He tells Rose that's not really of that prime. I mean, he don't outright say he might not want to, but he does say that's not really his primary thing. Like that's not really something he's 100% focused on. Our country makes such a mockery of marriage. I hate when people try to sound deep. Just say you want to run around here big dicking it with whoever you want to and not put no paperwork down. You don't have to sit here and act like you just so profound and our country make a mockery of a whole lot of stuff and we still buy it and use it and wear it and do what we got to do with it. So what we talking about here, Bayangs? What are we talking about? Rose ain't feeling it and I ain't feeling it either. I don't want to hear that. I would have got it. Give me my champagne. I'm about to go. Now, this interaction was awkward as hell. And Deanna, is it Deanna? I'm going to keep messing it up. You ain't have to do that boy like that now. She talking to Cam. Cam obviously was feeling her and thought they was going to connect on the fact that they was both firefighters. And he was very wrong about that because Deanna didn't want him. She made it very clear that she didn't want him by the way that she was speaking. At first, she started out just saying, oh, so like you're new to your platoon. Oh, yeah, I do a lot of the training. That was basically like you a little boy to me. OK, I do the training for your area. Then she gonna ask him. And she was like, well, I don't do the whole, dating people I work with. She could have left it at that. She gonna say, and how tall are you? Now, you ain't have to do that. Now, you ain't have to do that, queen. You ain't have to go there by his height. We ain't even have to bring that up. You could have just kept it at the people you work with. Cam was like, well, you don't have to be rude about it. He said that in his confessionals. Now, he played it real well, but I could tell that almost crushed his spirit a little bit. You ain't queen. You ain't have to do that. So we have a couple of group dates going on. The women are in power for getting the group dates together. So we have Shanice, Hussein, Lord have mercy, True, Naeem, Kiera, and Jay. Goodness gracious. They go on a group date to the skating rink. I would say the only people who knew how to skate really probably was Naeem, Shanice, and Jay. Everybody else was just kind of, light work with theirs. I mean, I guess Hussein, I don't know. They stood out the most for me. Anyway, True and Naeem have a little conversation about him not calling her, even though she gave the number. Naeem said he sent her a text. The text went green. And then it never went away from green the way it would with an iPhone, even though he knew that she had an iPhone. So he had a problem with that because that means she gave probably some type of Google number. Doesn't matter what number she gave. Some women do that to be cautious and don't want you to have their real number until they want you to have their real number. And I don't really see anything wrong with that if she is actively communicating with you on said phone. But you would have never known because you didn't really try. Then we go to some other connections. I would say the two that I saw the most might have been, I won't even say Shanisa Hussein because she seemed to be into him. I don't know if he's into her or not. I mean, he seemed to like her enough, but it was it was really not dramatic, but no say so as to if he was really interested. But we do know she's interested in him. And then Kiera and Jay, that seemed to be a big connection. Let me tell you, Kiera know how to talk to these men down. She got that little baby voice. Like, oh, so you a lover boy? Okay, I like lover boys. I'm gonna put my leg on. I was like, Lord have mercy. But they seem to already have something going on pretty strong with the two of them. I would say that's the strongest connection of this particular date. Now, I'm just now catching on to the fact that the name of the game this week was what qualities are you looking for? And now that last date, child, I ain't catching none of them qualities. I'm not gonna hold you, but I do know what connection was the strongest based on the conversations. So this table is talking about what qualities they do want in a partner. Angie starts out talking about what she don't want really, but she talks about how when she was 23, her partner paid for everything. She don't want that again because she couldn't do anything. She wasn't allowed to go anywhere, wasn't allowed to really engage in any hobbies because she was asked, like, were you allowed to engage in hobbies? No, not really. Guy next to her, what is his name? I'm about to say Eddie, but I know it's wrong. Y'all know who I'm talking about. This one right here in the hat. They asked him about his qualities, and he wants somebody that understands he has a lot of work to do, and he may possibly be burned out. Coley ends up getting emotional because Bayangs, Wayne, was talking about his brother and how he really likes to see his brother lean in to marriage and having a child, that life. He ended up taking on journaling some time ago where he could really ask himself, like, what does he bring to something? And he said that loyalty will be felt with him. Like, that is the biggest thing. And I guess he brought up his brother because it's one of those things that he sees in him. Like, he's very loyal to the family, which Coley ends up getting emotional because it's her brother's birthday and her brother has gone on to glory. I don't know. I didn't really see too many sparks in this episode. I know Coley likes the guy in the hat, but I don't really know if I saw any sparks flying. Once the date comes to a close, Angie pulls Wayne to the side to talk to him about the fact that he ain't used her number. Child, you could have cut your losses. If he didn't use your number, he could have used the door and walked out of this date. He wouldn't have used this date fooling around with me. I wouldn't even give him the opportunity to ignore me again. I would have cut it off at the door. But she's sitting there asking Bayangs, do they got a problem because he ain't called her? And he was like, it's very flattering. And that's exactly why I wouldn't have done it. He would have just been a blip on my radar, baby. I don't care. I don't care. He ain't hit me up. All right, I ain't hitting him up. It's other men on the show. Tay and, I'll say this. The best part of this date was the actual activity. The conversation was not anything interesting. Tay and Khalil, probably had the best conversation where they were talking about communication and the importance of it and how you sometimes have to cool off before you say the wrong thing to somebody. Just basic stuff, y'all. Ain't really nothing. But he is definitely feeling her. Cam and Tay try to have a conversation. He's feeling her, but she's not really feeling him. She says that he just kind of doesn't really have much to say. The conversation wasn't that great. He seems like he might be kind of shy, and I guess she's not really feeling that. Then Ronnie, is that her name? The girls who her hair don't never look done. And Fritz, they have a conversation that got some kind of type of sexual innuendo to it where he gonna send his location or where he's at for his birthday. She might pull up and they might get deep, and how deep? And I might go up to my ankles. Excuse me? Which way you coming from? Getting ankle deep. You know what? Ain't nobody got time for this. And I also forgot to mention that it's Rocky, not Ronnie. Rocky and Fritz, when they were having their conversation, we determined that she's a daddy's girl. He's a mama's boy. And Fritz says that mama's boys and daddy's girls make the best people. Now, Rocky makes the comment in her once we get to eliminations, and while she's sitting there in front of him, that Mama's boys are really good because that man has a good relationship with his mother, which means he knows how to treat a woman. Who said that? Who said that mama's boys know how to treat a woman? Like, where's the literature on that? Because I could tell you right now, I know some mama boys that still actively own the titty and don't know how to treat no woman, including their mama. Oh, women. Oh, Lord. We know so little. So the ladies get into the vault, and y'all know the rules. What goes on in the vault stays in the vault. Who's in the top for a lot of people is Eddie, which I already knew that was going to happen. It kind of varies. It's not really one part, like one by. Well, Eddie does get a couple votes, but after that, it kind of varies. Cisco's name comes up, Jay's name comes up, Hussein's name comes up, and then who's in the bottom for a lot of the ladies? Cisco came up for one person. Cam came up from multiple people, mainly because the conversation just isn't there. He doesn't seem to have a whole lot of substance, not much to talk about. And I believe Wayne also came up in the bottom for several people for various reasons. One for not calling people, the other one because it seems like he might just want a girlfriend or just play around. So he was in a couple people's bottoms as well. Shawnice ends up getting emotional during the elimination when she's talking about Hussein catching her and how that really meant a lot to her because it made her think about all the people who supported her because she's been homeless before. She's been through a lot. And so all of the ladies together shed a tear. It was really nice. Yeah, I know this review sucks, you guys. It's just, we ain't there yet. I feel like Ready to Love don't start getting good until after the 4th episode. And I have yet to be wrong about that. So let's get to who's actually going to be on the chopping block. So although Cam and Bayang's Wayne ended up in the bottom, it was Bayang's that ended up going home. Deanna tells him that some of the ladies felt like he wasn't that interested in the process, and he felt like that was a valid thing because sometimes he'll be excited about seeing a woman and then days go by, and as the days go by, he's not as excited. I don't know what he was talking about. That's why he going home. And Tay ends up just telling him he needs to open up to the ladies a little bit more, seem a little bit more interested. And he says he knows he can do a better job of that. So he needs to try that because he knows it's important. So hopefully we'll see better performances from him. I don't know. Cam just seems like the type of guy that might be used to going off his decent looks and not really putting forth any effort. And Bayangs seems like the type of guy that is used to being deep and nobody really copping the fact that he's very shallow and he's not deep at all. And he don't want nobody. Child, he just on here to play with his hair. Push it to the side, push it to the front, and push it. Y'all remember what you call it? What was his name that used to have that little piece of hair at the top of his head? Oh, I don't remember what season that was. Y'all, he had a plait. Y'all remember him? That's what this put me in the mind of. But anyway, he's going on home. Hopefully next episode is better. Sorry, you guys. This is what I had to work with. Thank you for your kindness.